That was Max Planck, the father of quantum theory. And his words are not philosophy. They are a signpost. A breadcrumb trail leading you away from everything you thought you knew about who you are and toward the truth of what you can become. Have you ever felt it? That pull. That invisible current of the past, holding you in a familiar, yet suffocating embrace. You wake up. You think the same thoughts. You feel the same emotions. You perform the same actions. And you secretly wonder why your life looks the same today as it did yesterday, last week, last year. You are not alone in this. This is the human condition lived on autopilot. But what if I told you that this loop, this cycle of sameness, is not a life sentence? What if it is simply a program? A very powerful, very convincing program that you, and you alone, have the power to rewrite. This isn't about positive thinking. This isn't about just willing yourself to be different. This is deeper. This is about cellular change. This is about reconditioning your body to a new mind. You see, for most of your life, you have been living in the past. And I don't just mean through your memories. Your very body has become a living record of your past emotional states. Every time you had a thought, you produced a chemical. That chemical signaled an emotion. And that emotion became a part of your body's chemistry. Think about it. That feeling of anxiety, it has a signature. A chemical cocktail of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. That feeling of unworthiness, it has its own chemical fingerprint. So does joy, so does love, so does gratitude. Now, what happens when you repeat a thought and a feeling over and over and over again? It becomes a state of being. The body, in its incredible intelligence, begins to expect that chemical signature. It adapts. The cells literally alter their receptor sites to better receive the chemicals of your habitual emotional state. This is where the addiction begins. It's not an addiction to a substance you get from the outside. It's an addiction to a substance you create on the inside. An addiction to your own familiar emotions. Your body quite literally becomes addicted to being sad, or anxious, or angry, or guilty. And so when you try to change, when you try to think a new thought, or feel a new feeling, the body sends a signal to the brain. A powerful, urgent signal. It says, wait. This is unfamiliar. This isn't our normal chemistry. Give me my fix. Give me the familiar feeling. Give me the guilt. Give me the fear. And the brain, accustomed to serving the body, often complies. It will conjure a thought, a memory, a worry, anything to produce the chemical that satisfies the body's craving. This is the cycle. The mind thinks a thought. The body has a feeling. The feeling influences the next thought. The thought creates the same feeling. Mind and body locked in a feedback loop from the past. This isn't your fault. This is a biological process. But knowing this, truly understanding this, is the key that unlocks the door to the cage. It's not a personal failing. It's a biological program. The reframe is this: you are not your emotions. You are the consciousness that is aware of the emotions. You have a body that has been conditioned to the past, but you are not your body. You are the intelligence that can direct it. This process of reconditioning is not a battle. You cannot fight your body into submission. That is the old paradigm of force and effort. This is a process of re-education, of gentle, persistent, and loving instruction. You are about to become the teacher, and your body, the star pupil. You are going to teach your body, at a cellular level, what it feels like to live in joy, what it feels like to live in freedom, what it feels like to live in gratitude. You are going to give it a new chemical signature to crave, a new state of being to call home. The journey starts with a simple, profound decision. The decision that your future self is more real, more compelling than the memory of your past self. Are you ready to stop being a record of the past and start being a map to the future? Are you ready to memorize the emotions that have kept you trapped and to condition your body to the mind of your ideal reality? Because the quantum field isn't waiting for you to be perfect. It's waiting for you to be different. Let's begin. The first step in any transformation is awareness. Not judgment. Not criticism. Pure, unadulterated awareness. You cannot change what you cannot see. So right now, I want you to become a quantum observer of your own self. Think about the primary emotion that has defined your life. The one that feels like home, even if it's a home you desperately want to leave. Is it guilt? Shame? Anger? Fear? Unworthiness? Just observe it. Don't try to push it away. Don't label it as bad. Simply acknowledge it. This feeling, it is the linchpin of your old personality. It is the emotional state your body has memorized. Now, ask yourself a gentle question. What thoughts produce this feeling? Become aware of the automatic, subconscious chatter in your mind. The voice that says, I'm not good enough. I'll never succeed. Something is bound to go wrong. These are not just thoughts. They are neurological pathways. Highways in your brain, carved out by years of repetitive traffic. Every time you think that thought, the signal travels down that same well-worn path, making it easier and faster to travel the next time. This is why change feels so hard at first. You are literally forging a new path through a dense forest, while a superhighway to your old self exists right beside it. Your brain is designed for efficiency. It will always choose the path of least resistance. So, how do we change it? We begin by interrupting the pattern. Dr. Joe Dispenza calls this process becoming so conscious that you don't go unconscious. It means catching yourself. When you feel that familiar emotion begin to bubble up, that is your moment of power. That is the signal. In that moment, you must stop. Whatever you are doing, just stop. And say to yourself, there it is. That is the old me. That is the emotion my body is craving from the past. But it is not who I am now. This isn't suppression. It's observation. You are taking your power back from the program. You are reminding yourself that you are the operator, not the machine. The next step is crucial. It's the routing. Once you've interrupted the old signal, you must consciously, undeliberately choose a new one. This is where the work of Neville Goddard meets the science of epigenetics. Neville taught the power of assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. To this is not just wishful thinking. This is a directive to your entire biological system. You must decide who is the person I want to be. And more importantly, how does that person feel? How does the version of you who is abundant, healthy, and loved feel on a moment-to-moment basis? Does that person feel expansive? Grateful? Worthy? Joyful? Free? Choose one of these elevated emotions. Let's choose gratitude, for it is one of the most powerful creative frequencies. Now, you must practice generating the feeling of gratitude, even when your external reality hasn't caught up yet. This is the key. The quantum field does not respond to your thoughts alone. 3. It responds to your energy. It responds to your frequency. And your frequency is determined by your emotions. Your body is the antenna, broadcasting a signal into the field of all possibilities. If you are broadcasting a signal of lack, of fear of victimhood, you are tuning into realities that match that frequency. The quantum field, like a perfect mirror, will simply reflect back to you more reasons to feel lack, fear, and victimhood. It's not personal. It's physics. But when you begin to generate the feeling of gratitude, the feeling of abundance before it happens, you are changing your broadcast. You are sending a new signal. A new magnetic signature. And the law of the universe dictates that a new reality must be drawn to you. A reality that matches your new frequency. So how do you do this practically? You practice in meditation. You practice in moments of stillness. You close your eyes and you bring your awareness out of your mind and into your heart. You breathe deeply into your heart center. And you ask yourself, what would it feel like to be truly grateful? Don't just think about what you're grateful for. That's a mental exercise. I'm asking you to embody the feeling itself. Can you generate that warmth in your chest? Can you feel your heart literally opening? Maybe you can think of a time you felt genuine gratitude. A pet. A child. A beautiful sunset. Use that memory as a key to unlock the feeling state. And then once you have the feeling, let go of the reason. Just hold the pure, unconditional feeling of gratitude. You are teaching your body a new chemical language. The first few times your body might tremble. It might say, "This is fake. There's nothing to be grateful for." Let's go back to our familiar anxiety. And you, as the conscious observer, will say, "Thank you for sharing. But I am in charge now." And we are practicing gratitude. This is the work. It's not about a one-time event. It's about creating a new habit. You are moving from being a philosopher who thinks about change to becoming an initiate who practices change. You are turning knowledge into experience. And experience is what rewires the brain and reconditions the body. Every time you choose to feel gratitude instead of lack, you are pruning old synaptic connections and sprouting new ones. You are literally, biologically becoming someone new. You are proving to your body that it can find its new chemical homeostasis not in stress, but in joy. This is not a matter of if. It's a matter of when. It's a matter of repetition. It is the sacred work of overcoming yourself. As you begin this practice of interrupting the old self and generating the feelings of your future self, you are doing more than just changing your internal chemistry. You are beginning to speak the language of the universe, the language of frequency. Think of yourself as a broadcasting tower. Every moment of every day, you are emitting a signal. This signal is a composite of your thoughts and your emotions. It is your electromagnetic signature. It is your state of being. Now, imagine an infinite field of energy around you. A field that contains every single possibility. Greg Braden calls it the divine matrix. Quantum physics calls it the quantum field. Neville Goddard called it IAM. Nikola Tesla understood it as an ocean of pure energy. The name doesn't matter. What matters is understanding its nature. This field is not empty. It is pregnant with potential. Every possible reality exists within it as a wave of probability. There is a potential reality where you are healthy. A potential reality where you are wealthy. A potential reality where you are in a loving relationship. They all exist right now as frequencies in the quantum field. They are not separate from you. You are swimming in them. So why don't you experience them? Because you can only perceive the reality that matches your broadcast. You can only tune into the frequency you are embodying. It's not that you need to attract that reality to you. It's that you need to become coherent with it. This is the refrain: you don't attract what you want. You receive what you are. Your personality creates your personal reality. And your personality is made of how you think, how you act, and how you feel. If your personality is stuck in the past, your personal reality will be a reflection of the past. The work then is to create a new personality. The personality of your future self. This is where the practice of mental rehearsal comes in. It's a cornerstone of Dr. Life. Joe Dispenza's work, and it's profoundly powerful. Your brain does not know the difference between an experience you have in the external world and an experience you have vividly in your internal world. Let me repeat that. Your brain does not know the difference. When you close your eyes and truly, with all of your focus and emotion, rehearse a future event, your brain begins to fire in new sequences, new patterns. It starts to lay down new neural pathways. You are installing the neurological hardware of your future self before the experience has happened. So how do you do it? You get clear on what you want. Not a vague idea. A specific, detailed scene. Don't just say, "I want to be confident." Instead, create a scene. Perhaps you see yourself walking into a meeting. Your posture is upright. Your head is held high. You are making eye contact. You are speaking clearly under tutelage. People are listening. They are nodding. They are impressed. Now, the most important part. You must add the feeling. How do you feel in that scene? You feel poised. You feel certain. You feel empowered. You feel worthy. You must combine the clear intention, the scene in your mind, with the elevated emotion, the feeling in your body. Thought is the electrical charge. Feeling is the magnetic charge. Together they create the electromagnetic signature that broadcasts your signal into the quantum field. When you do this repeatedly, something magical happens. Your brain begins to look like the event has already occurred. You are building the neural circuits for confidence or abundance or health. And your body, remember the body? The loyal servant. As the brain fires these new patterns, it sends new chemical signals to the body. Signals of empowerment. Signals of worthiness. The body begins to get a taste of this new chemistry. You are literally reconditioning the body to the mind of your future. You are no longer waiting for your external world to change for you to feel good. You are feeling good to change your external world. This is the flip. This is moving from cause and effect to causing an effect. The old model of reality says, I need a reason to be happy. I need the promotion, the money, the relationship, then I will feel joy. That is living as a victim of circumstance. The new model, the quantum model, says I will generate the feeling of joy, of abundance, of love, and my feeling state will be the cause. The external event will be the effect. The wonderful side effect of my new state of being. This requires faith, but not blind faith. It's a faith built on understanding. The understanding that you are a creator, not a victim. Every time you mentally rehearse your future, you are laying another stone on the path to that reality. You are making it more probable. You are collapsing the wave of potential into an experience of matter. You are telling the quantum mirror this. This is who I am now. And the mirror has no choice but to reflect it back to you. But it will test you. The old self will die hard. The emotional addictions will flare up. The world might even seem to get worse for a moment, challenging your resolve. This is the final test. Can you hold the vision of your future self and the feeling of that future, even when your senses are telling you the old story? Can you fall in love with your future more than you are in love with your past? This is the razor's edge of creation. Hold the line. Your future self is waiting for you. There will come a moment in this process that feels like a void. Dr. Bruce Lipton speaks about how our subconscious mind runs the show. 95% of the time for this show is the program you've been running your whole life. When you begin to consciously interrupt this program, to deny the body its familiar emotional fix, there is a period of nothing. The old self is starting to die, but the new self has not yet fully been born. This is the river of change, the space between who you were and who you are becoming. And it can be terrifying, because your body will scream for the familiar. The mind will generate every possible doubt and fear to get you to return to what it knows. It will say this isn't working. You're just fooling yourself. Nothing is happening. You're going to lose everything. This is the withdrawal, the detoxification. You are detoxing from the chemicals of your past self. This is the reframe. This discomfort is not a sign that you are failing. It is the evidence that you are succeeding. You are literally starving the old personality. You are pruning the neural networks that supported the old state of being. And it feels like a loss. Because it is a loss. You are losing a self that you have known your entire life. You have to be willing to be no one, to enter the unknown, before you can become someone new. This is the sacred surrender. Can you sit in the fire of this uncertainty? Can you tolerate the ambiguity of the void? Can you trust that on the other side of this discomfort lies a new landscape, a new life, a new you? This is where your practice becomes your anchor. Your daily meditation, your mental rehearsal, your conscious choice to generate elevated emotions. This is not just a routine. It is your lifeline. It is how you stay connected to the frequency of your future when everything in your present is trying to pull you back to the past. Abraham Hicks talks about the emotional guidance scale. 5. When you feel negative emotion, it's simply an indicator that your thought is out of alignment with your true desire, with who you really are. That discomfort in the void? It's the ultimate indicator. It's the friction between two realities, the one your body is programmed for and the one your soul is calling for. Your job is to not give in. Your job is to soothe the body, to reassure it. When the wave of anxiety hits, you breathe into your heart. You say, I see you. I feel you. But we are safe. We are choosing a new way. You are Ray, parenting your own body. You are providing the security it used to get from the familiar, negative emotions. This is profound self-love. It's not affirmations in a mirror. It is being present with your own biological and emotional turmoil and choosing love over fear again and again. And something begins to shift. Slowly at first. Asynchronicity. An unexpected opportunity. A kind word from a stranger. The quantum field will begin to send you feedback. Little signs. Little winks from the universe that say, keep going. We hear you. The new reality is on its way. These are not coincidences. They are the first drops of rain, signaling that the drought is ending. They are evidence of your new broadcast being received. Your task is to notice them, to acknowledge them, and to amplify them with your gratitude. There it is. Evidence of my new state of being. Every time you acknowledge a synchronicity, you strengthen your belief in the process. You reinforce the new neural pathways. You make it easier to stay the course. You are creating a new feedback loop. But this time, it's a loop between your new self and a new reality. The more you feel worthy, the more the universe shows you evidence of your worth. The more you notice the evidence, the more worthy you feel. This is the upward spiral of creation. You are moving from surviving to creating, from reacting to commanding. You start to wake up in the morning, and for a fleeting moment, before the memory of your problems rushes in, you just feel good. You feel light. You feel peaceful. That is the sign. Your body's baseline, its chemical homeostasis, is beginning to shift. It is starting to memorize the feeling of your future. You are no longer just visiting that new state of being in your morning meditation. You are beginning to live there. This is the point of no return. When it feels more natural to be your future self than your past self. When gratitude is your default state, not something you have to force. This is not a destination. It is a new way of living. A continuous unfolding. You have crossed the river. You have walked through the void. And you have discovered that you weren't ever broken. You were simply running an outdated program. And you, the magnificent consciousness that you are, have just completed the most important system update of your life. You have arrived at a new beginning. But this isn't an endpoint. It is the beginning of living as the creator of your reality. The tools and understanding you have gained are not meant to be used once to solve a single problem. They are the principles of a new life. Life will continue to present you with challenges. That is its nature. It is a field of contrast that allows for expansion and growth. The difference is, you no longer need to be a victim of it. You now understand that every challenge is an opportunity to practice, an opportunity to choose your new state of being over the old reaction. When a difficult situation arises, you will feel the pull of the old emotional habits. The fear, the anger, the blame. You will feel it in your body. But now you have a choice. You can see it for what it is: a program, an ego. And you can say, no, I do not broadcast from that frequency anymore. I am the creator here. And you will return to your heart. You will breathe. You will consciously generate the feeling of your future self. Perhaps it's peace. Perhaps it's trust. Perhaps it's a deep knowing that all is well. This is the mastery. Living in the world, but not being of the world's conditioned reactions. It is living from a state of being that is generated from within, independent of the conditions without. This is true freedom. It's not about controlling every event in your life. That is an impossible task that leads to frustration. It's about mastering your response to every event in your life. Your power is not in manipulating the world outside. Your power is in orchestrating the world inside. Because when you orchestrate the inner world of your energy, the outer world of your experience must, by law, rearrange itself to match your new song. You have reconditioned your body to a new mind. Your cells are no longer craving the chemistry of stress and fear. They have learned to thrive on the chemistry of joy and gratitude. Your brain is no longer a record of the past, but a map to the future you have chosen. You have moved your baseline. Think of it like this. Before, your emotional home was a basement apartment filled with the ghosts of yesterday. You might have had brief moments of joy, like opening a window for a breath of fresh air, but you always returned to the basement. Now you have moved. You have built a new home. A penthouse with a 360-degree view of infinite possibility. The old basement apartment still exists. You might get mail delivered there by mistake sometimes. You might even be tempted to go down and visit, just to see what it's like. But it is not your home anymore. You don't live there. Your new address is a state of being. And from this new state, life looks different. Problems seem smaller. Solutions appear more readily. Synchronicities become your new normal. You begin to trust the unfolding of your life because you realize you are not a passive observer, but the active composer of the symphony. This is your birthright. You were born with this creative power. You simply forgot. You were conditioned to believe you were small. You were taught to live from the outside in. Now you remember. You remember that you are consciousness having a human experience. You remember that your body is your instrument, your mind is the script, and your heart is the conductor. You remember that you are not here to plead with reality, but to create it. So what now? Live. Live from this place of empowerment. Continue your practice. Make it anon, negotiable part of your day. Your morning meditation is not a chore. It is your communion with the creative intelligence of the universe. It is the time you set aside to define your reality before the world defines it for you. Be patient with yourself. There will be days you fall back into old patterns. It's okay. There is no judgment here. Simply notice and gently, lovingly guide yourself back home. Back to your heart. Back to your chosen state of being. This is a journey of a lifetime. The journey of becoming more of who you truly are. You are no longer a slave to your past. The emotional chains have been dissolved. The body has been reconditioned. The mind has been liberated. You are free. You have always been free. You just had to come home to yourself to realize it. Welcome home. Thank you for joining us on this powerful journey. If this message inspired you to take control and unlock your true potential, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a chance to grow. Share this video with friends who need this reminder. Together we rise. Remember, your greatest power lies within you, and your breakthrough starts today.